Hello everyone and welcome to the Drum Circle. My name is Alec. I am back. That is right. We are here at a new undisclosed location in San Diego County, and today we are going to be talking about chops. Now, I've never been much of a chops person just because there's like so much stuff to learn when playing drums anyway. But I've always wanted to learn them just because, it expands your knowledge library of fills and things you can do, and it helps you get really smooth around the drum set. So I just started making my own chops. And yeah, now we're here. This is chop number one. This is one that I made. And before we get into it, if you would like to see more lessons like this, I now have a website called alecluisgoss.com where I wrote about this chop and where you can also get private lessons from me over Skype, or if you live in San Diego County, we can do it in person as well. Just go check me out at alecluisgoss.com and all the information is there. Now, let's get to the chop. As you can see, this is just straight 16th notes, so not too difficult, and I was just playing it at 125. I kind of like it at 125 and not much faster, because if you get any faster you kind of lose the articulation of the hi-hat that's going on in there. But so anyway, the way I learned this is I basically split it up into a grouping of 5, a grouping of 6, and then another grouping of 5. So the first grouping of 5 is going to go tom, snare, snare, kick, kick. And so the first thing you'll notice is I'm starting with the left hand, which is kind of awkward, but later we'll talk about why I did that. But so basically, it's just gonna go. Another way it's a little weird is that there's a double on E and, which kind of gives you that inverted double feel, and then it goes into 2 kicks that goes over the beat line from the E of 1 into 2. So that I love doing that because it kind of makes it sound like for a split second you don't know where you are in the music, so everyone's like, whoa, is he about to mess up? And then you're just like, no. So yeah, and that was achieved by just making it a grouping of 5 that goes over the beat line. And so if you're to practice this, just get a metronome and just start off with this first grouping of 5. So So just do that a lot, especially if you're uncomfortable with the kick on 2, because it's not all the time that you'll play a kick on 2 with no snare unless you're playing like a halftime thing. But so anyway, that's a grouping of 5, and after that we have a grouping of 6, which starts with a reverse paradiddle, which is. And so when we do that, we just want to make sure that we get that big accent on the snare. And then to finish out the 6-note phrase, we have a double on the snare. So that section is going to sound like. And again, with that open hi-hat, make sure you make it super fat sounding by taking the shoulder of your stick and just drive it right into your hi-hat. So that's a 6-note phrase, and then it ends with another 5-note phrase, which I love because Matt Halpern does it a lot in his Periphery music. And so I just recently learned Motor Mouth by Periphery, and like probably 80% of the fills end with. So I love that fill because it's super easy. It's just floor, kick, kick, floor, snare, but it sounds like you're doing more than you actually are, and you can play it really fast if you've got that fast double on the right foot. So and then when you're ending the fill there, make sure you give it a nice big crack on the snare and with the cymbal. Or as you can see here, I did a slash right, which means that you can opt to stick with another right here and do a double with the right hand. And when you do that, you stay on the floor time, you can actually loop this chop, which is why I initially started with the left hand, so that way you could just keep looping it, and that sounds like this. because like again, this is kind of a short fill because you're playing it at 125. It's not gonna. I think it'll last like an eighth of a second or something like that. So if you wanted to use this in soloing or something like that and play it for a good 10 seconds, you could just loop it just like how he did there. And so, yeah, basically that's the chop. The whole thing, the whole 16 note chop again. And that's basically it. Like I said, it's a pretty easy chop and it's only 16 notes to memorize. So yeah, thanks for watching, and again, check out my website, alecluisgoss.com. And if you guys have any questions for me, you can always email me at alecluisgoss.com if you want. If this was a cool chop and you want more of it, let me know. If you hated this, I guess you can let me know too. I don't know what to tell you because I'm still going to do it. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys want to learn about and what I should be working on myself. So yeah, go out, practice this chop, and happy practicing. See ya.